This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
(1:15). This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Catherine Pereira, read by Soundhi Thavam. The dates for the Year 5 scholarship exam and the GCE A-level exam have been decided. The debate on the no-confidence motion against Minister Udaya Gammanpila commences. The government has conducted all investigations into the Easter Sunday attacks, and cases will be filed against the people who were involved in the attack. Several statements have been recorded from the relatives of Rishad Badiuddin about the girl who died with burn injuries. Disciplinary action will be taken against 75 SLFP members. In world news, vaccination centres targeted by vandals in France. The dates of the GCE Advanced Level Examination and the Grade 5 Scholarship Examination for the year 2021 have been pushed back. The Minister of Education, Professor G.L. Peiris, said the Grade 5 scholarship exam will be held on November 14th this year. The A-level exam will commence on the 15th of November and will continue until December 10th. The debate on the no-confidence motion against the Minister of Petroleum Resources and Energy, Udaya Gammanpila, is being debated in Parliament. The voting in this regard will be held tomorrow. The no-confidence was presented by the Samagi Jana Balawegaya to Parliament. Before they entered Parliament, they engaged in a protest campaign at the entrance of the Parliament. Parliamentarian S. Marikar said that the no-confidence motion was brought against the unfair price hike of fuel. The information propagating on the matter that punishment will not be given to the persons who were involved in the Easter Sunday attacks and not take any action in this regard responsibly is completely false. The government has conducted all investigations into the incident even amidst the corona pandemic. Many parties are making allegations to put the government into difficulties. Cases will be filed against the people whose investigations are completed within next week. 724 individuals who were involved in the attack have been taken into custody. The main head of the attack, Naufer Malulavi, is also in custody. Several politicians who politically supported the attacks have also been taken into custody. Rishad Badiuddin, Asad Saleh and Hijaz Bulla are among them. The present government is implementing the law without any hesitation. The police say statements have been recorded from the father of MP Badiuddin's wife and the mother of the 16-year-old girl who had died with burn injuries at former Minister Rishad Badiuddin's residence. The victim, J. Ishalini, was a resident of Diagama West in the Agrapatana area. However, the JMO of the Borella Hospital who performed post-mortem examination had reported that she had been raped. A report relevant to this incident will be submitted to the court today. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
A giant interest rate for your fixed deposit that you deposit this month. Call 0718 800 999.
The SLFP says disciplinary inquiries have been initiated against more than 75 local government members of the party. Disciplinary action has been taken against them for failing to attend party meetings, refusing to cooperate with party organisers and violating party agreements. Meanwhile, 16 local government members of the party in the Matale district were summoned yesterday for disciplinary inquiries. The 16 MPs have been accused of supporting the candidates of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna in the last general election without supporting the candidates of the SLFP. Plans have been made to open the Dehiwala Zoo and other zoological gardens in the island from next Monday. Many difficulties have been faced due to the loss of income and even the animal food expenditure. Measures will be taken for people to enter under health guidelines. Today is the 10th day of the annual Asala Parahara of the historic Ruhunu Katragama Devala. Although the Parahara was conducted under the health guidelines, 15 individuals who participated in the dance troupes have been infected with the coronavirus. Measures have been taken to send them for treatment. That concludes local news.
NAV. Get your EPF loan information and service details via SMS from HDFC Bank. Wherever you are, being a state and private sector employee, to obtain EPF loan information and service details, just send a SMS mentioning EPF space, name and region to 0718 800 999. HDFC Bank, the bank for your home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
A program has commenced to promote the country with safety and free it from COVID. Minister Prasanna Ranatunga has briefed the ambassadors and high commissioners in Sri Lanka in this regard through Zoom technology. It is expected to open the country fully by September. Therefore, the vaccination program is being carried out in the country to provide the vaccines to all. The minister also stated that the support of the ambassadors is needed to promote foreign tourism and came to you in the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Moving on to Watchlight, the Paddy Marketing Board said that the paddy storage of Yodakandia and Sinimutta will be open from tomorrow to purchase the paddy harvest from the Lunugambehera farmers. The board also said that the paddy will be purchased at a government-certified price and came to you in Watchlight. Taking a look at world news making headlines, vaccination centres targeted by vandals in France. German Chancellor shocked by serial devastation. The Afghan government and the Taliban to speed up peace talks. 2 vaccination centres have been ransacked in France amid protests over the government's introduction of tougher coronavirus rules. One site in southeast France was vandalised and flooded with fire hoses on Friday night, authorities said. A day later, another clinic in the southwest was partially destroyed in what the local media called an arson attack. The incidents came on a weekend of demonstrations against COVID measures. On Saturday, more than 100,000 people took to the streets across France to denounce rules designed to tackle rising infections. German Chancellor Angela Merkel has expressed shock at what she described as destruction caused by last week's flooding. Mrs. Merkel visited affected areas of Western Germany yesterday, talking to survivors and emergency workers. At least 188 people in Germany and Belgium are now known to have died in the floods. Heavy rain is continuing to wreak havoc, with attention now shifting to parts of Austria and southern Germany. Delegates from the Afghan government and the Taliban have agreed to accelerate talks to end 2 decades of fighting in the country. The two sides announced the agreement in a joint statement after wrapping up a 2-day meeting in Qatar yesterday. The statement also says they have agreed to work together to provide humanitarian assistance as fighting continues across Afghanistan. The chief of the National Reconciliation High Council, Abdullah, who leads the peace process, represented the government at the meeting. Back to the headlines of the world news. Vaccination centres targeted by vandals in France. German Chancellor shocked by serial devastation. The Afghan government and the Taliban to speed up peace talks. That concludes this bulletin of world news.
Development News is brought to you by
Quality matters than price. So as an engineer, I recommend Melba RB500. It's made with virgin billets using the latest technology. Melba RB500, number 1 in Sri Lanka. Truly Sri Lankan.
Moving on to development news, the Planning and Implementation Director's Office of the Galle District says that development work in 47 viharas in the Galle District is now being implemented. This program is being implemented by the Ministry of Buddha Sasana, Cultural and Religious Affairs. 14 million rupees has been allocated in this regard and came to you in development news.
Development News was brought to you by
Quality matters than price. So as an engineer, I recommend Melba RB500. It's made with virgin billets using the latest technology. Melba RB500, number 1 in Sri Lanka. Truly Sri Lankan.
In sports news, a new indoor cricket training centre will be opened to identify and nurture talented cricket players from Anuradhapura. All modern technology facilities will be also provided to them. The Tokyo Olympic Organizing Committee has announced that 21 people, most of them players, have been found to have had close contact with members of the South African men's soccer squad and staff who have tested positive for the coronavirus. That's sports news. Business news up next.
Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply. Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Sri Lanka's central bank has sold down 5.6 billion rupees from its treasury bill portfolio, potentially saving $27.6 million at a peg convertibility undertaking of 203 to the US dollar, official data shows. On July 16, 2021, the central bank sold down its treasury bill stock to 911.44 billion rupees from 917.05 billion a week earlier, following a successful treasury bill auction. The central bank offered 56 billion rupees in bills at last week's bill auction and sold all of it, though most came from the 3-month end. That's business news, economic news to follow.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money. Contributory deposit of 1,000 rupees from NSB when your child enters grade 1. Open a Hapan Children's Service account for your kid today. Higher interest. Conditions apply.
Economic news, courtesy of...
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
The United States is contributing to Sri Lanka's economic resilience through the provision of a financial facility of $150 million. The facility, awarded by the United States International Development Finance Corporation to the DFCC Bank as a bilateral loan, will go towards the local micro, small and medium enterprise sector as well as women-led enterprises in Sri Lanka. This facility from the U.S. International Development Finance Corporation to the DFCC Bank is the largest loan disbursement by the DFC to Sri Lanka to date. And that's economic news.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
The Met Department says Shah Ziloka at times in the Sabaragamu and Central provinces, several spells of Shah Ziloka in the Western province and in the Galle and Matara districts. Mainly fair weather will prevail elsewhere over the island. Fairly strong gusty winds up to 40 to 50 kilometers per hour at times are likely across the island, and strong gusty winds up to 60 kilometers per hour at times can be expected in the western slope of the Central Hills, North Central province and in the Hambantota and Mannar districts.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, introduces Nanasa, a trilingual educational mobile app with video-based lessons for grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with no subscription fee.
To conclude this bulletin of news, a recap of the headlines. The dates for the Year 5 scholarship exam and the GCE A-level exam have been decided. The debate on the no-confidence motion against Minister Udaya Gammanpila commences. The government has conducted all investigations into the Easter Sunday attacks, and cases will be filed against the people who were involved in the attack. Several statements have been recorded from the relatives of Rishad Baduideen about the girl who died with burnt injuries. Disciplinary action will be taken against 75 SLFP members, and vaccination centres targeted by vandals in France. That concludes this afternoon's news broadcast.